Sean just said he kind of expects this to be maybe the most physical team you've played. Do you feel that way coming into a game like this?
Oh yeah. That's their division. Anytime we play their division, their teams, it's always pretty much cold weather, and it's kind of that bring your hard hat to work day, and it's always like that with that division for sure.
I was thinking it's quite a transition. Last week you're in the warm weather against a speed team.
Yep.
And here up in the cold in Pittsburgh, you think of it that way when you go into it?
Yeah, this is the life of an NFL player, man. You know, week in and week out, you could be in Miami, you could be home in Buffalo with the snow and the wind, and that's how it is. I mean, you got to prepare, and obviously that's what the good defenses are able to do, adjust to who you're playing, and we got to do the same this week.
How confident do you guys feel that you can play that kind of game?
Very, very confident.
Mike asked a good question for Sean today about the change in philosophy when it comes to fourth downs. Last week, Sunday, 4th and 1, you're running sneak from your own 35-yard line. Mm-hmm. It's a heck of a lot different than what it would have been 5, 10, 20 years ago. You obviously grew up through that. Is it a tough adjustment? Did you have to kind of get used to the new idea that, all right, well, 4th and 1, this is now a go down, especially from a defense point of view?
Yeah, for as a defensive player, it used to be you get a stop on 3rd down. Every now and then, maybe late in the game when they needed to have the 4th and 1, they would go for it. But now, it doesn't matter where the ball is. If it's 4th and 1, most of the time going for it because, analytics say so. So it's tough as a defense. You get a stop on 3rd down, you're thinking I'm coming off the field, I'm running off. They're like, no, they're going for it. You're like, and then obviously when they get it, it's a momentum grab for them. So it's challenging, but this is once again the life of an NFL player in this day and age, and you got to be able to adjust to how offenses are playing you.
Does it change how you go about playing defense at all?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, especially with the offense that we have, they want to keep the ball away from Josh. So keep the ball away from our offense. So, teams have tend to do stuff like that, be more aggressive against us. And 4th and 1 situations in a favorable position around midfield, they're most likely going to go for it.
I was thinking, what's it like for you? You're on the sidelines, and your offense is going for it 4th and 1, and they could potentially give them the ball at the 30-some yard line. I mean, it's a little different mentality for you guys too, right?
Yeah. But we have a aggressive mindset as far as our offense goes, and we take pride in giving our best player the football with 4th and 1. Hoping he can get a yard. And we saw last week he did, and we saw last week he didn't. And whatever the situation may be as a defensive player, you got to go out there, you got to execute anyway. So. We understand that offenses all around ours or league-wide are going to be aggressive. So, we got to play that way.
Micah, Coach McDermott has talked about the just identity of this team this season and how it's built off resiliency, but a lot of love for the group that you guys have. How have you, as a leader, kind of created that conversation in the locker room?
Well, I think it just organically comes about. I think that as you deal with adversity throughout the season, especially this season being 6-6 and kind of having our back against the wall and having to kind of play each and every week as if it's the playoffs, it kind of just organically happened. You play for each other, and you understand that the noise outside the building really doesn't matter because at the end of the day, if we would have lost a game or lost 2 games, we'd be out of it right now. So we just stuck together and took it a day at a time, a week at a time, and played for each other, and we're able to look up right now. It's wild card, we're in, and so that's all you can hope for is opportunity.
Rasul has said, verbalizing during the game, I believe in you, I got your back as the ball is about to be snapped. How does vocalizing that and communicating that help?
Yeah, it definitely helps. It helps whether if you're, a rookie or, a 11-year veteran like myself, just being able to walk up to somebody on the team and say, I have confidence in you. And I think that starts with the top down. Sean's always done that, and, I can think, back to when we first got here around Thanksgiving every year, he hands out cards saying how thankful he is for everybody, and it kind of snowballs from there, from Thanksgiving and toward the end of the year. It's just, him always believing in us and us believing in each other.
Micah, this team has had their backs up against the wall like you talked about. Now going into the playoffs, how much does it kind of help knowing that that's already been the mentality of this team leading into this week?
I mean, we understand we don't need to change anything. Got to keep the main thing and continue to prepare and just do what we've been doing over the last 5 weeks. And that's just like we just talked about, believing in each other and understanding the game plan, trusting the game plan, and going out there and executing it.
How do you feel walking into that stadium these days? I mean, it's late in your career, and you walk in, and do you block that out? It's a playoff game. I mean, how do you approach it?
I have tended after surgery last year just to approach and not gonna lie, that I've been through this year. approach it as if it's your last. And so I always, I'm trying to live in the present moment, and appreciate all the opportunities that I have to go out there and play, be surrounded by some great players, and not even just the players, but the coaches and everybody here in this building that I've been working with for 7 years. I saw Derrick Henry, shout out pretty much everybody in the organization, and that's exactly how I feel. Also, I feel like I can name everybody within this organization, up at the cafeteria room and all that. So for me, it's it's an honor. I have my kids going to games now. It's a total different environment where I was kind of 7 years ago, where it felt like it was, my house was a frat house with all my friends and stuff hanging out and partying and being a part of this Bills Mafia, coming home all muddy and because they're drinking and jumping through tables. And now, it's kind of, it's a little more quiet. Kids are sleeping once I get home, and or we're putting in the bed once we get home. And I just live in the present moment. I enjoy every opportunity I have to go out there and be a part of it.
Micah, one last thing. The weather on Sunday looks to be pretty bad. Do you check the weather every day? Like, how do you mentally prepare for that? Like, what goes into all of that?
We got windows right here that we're able to see. It's already coming down outside, but the weather is what it is. It would, it could say one thing on Sunday, next thing it could be the next. So we understand it's Buffalo. It's bipolar here. I grew up in this type of weather also. So, you kind of just got to wait until Saturday night, get the gist of it throughout the week. Obviously we're always talking about it. You got to prepare yourself. But, Sunday when you wake up, whatever it looks like outside, you better put your thermals on, put all that stuff on, because it's not going to change. It's going to be windy. It's going to be cold. I know that.
Didn't you ever think about playing in a warm weather place?
I told myself when I was leaving Green Bay, I said I've been in the cold my entire life. I would go anywhere but Buffalo.